What's up, guys? Nate here from Protoculture, and just coming to you guys with a little quick tip, studio production quick tip. And I'll be trying to do a few more of these every now and then, so keep checking back to see what's up in the studio. So I've been working on quite a bit of new Psytrance material for a new project I'm working on called Shadow Chronicles. And I've been sort of experimenting. I've done 2 new tracks, and now just been experimenting with a few little ideas and tricks and stuff. So this is one thing that I've always wanted to be able to do. If you've been listening to Psytrance for quite a while, you'd know Hallucinogen and Shpongle, Simon Posford's production aliases. And he always had a really cool little trick where he'd be working in a triplet time signature, and blend seamlessly from a triplet to a 4/4 signature. And I've always wondered how he does that, and I think I found a way to do it which works quite nicely. It does require a little bit of manual tweaking, and this example I'm going to give you now is quite rough, but you'll get the picture. You do kind of need to work with like fairly minimal material. Too much complex stuff, and it kind of doesn't quite sound right. But in Cubase, I'll give you a quick example. We're working with triplets here. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get from these triplets into this section here, which is 4/4. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to use a thing called Iterative Quantizing in Cubase. You want to head up here and check out your quantize panel. So this here is basically set to 1/8 triplets. Everything's quantized in 1/8 triplets. So what we're going to do is set our quantize to 1/16, which is where we're trying to get to. And turn Iterative Quantize on. Set this to around 10, a factor of 10. Basically what this does is every time you quantize material, it doesn't quantize it fully, it does just a percentage of it. So we're going to head down to the MIDI window down here. And so I have a key command for my quantizing set to Control Q. So these are triplets here, and what we're going to do is gradually quantize them over time, so that they end up in 1/16. So what you can do now is just highlight part of them, and it's important you always highlight the last section right till the end every time you do this. Once you've got a little section of notes here, you can hit quantize, and you see there's not major differences happening at the moment, just tiny increments of quantizing happening. So we're going to go a little bit further into the MIDI part, hit quantize again, and we'll do it again. And we're basically just going to keep on quantizing this by a small amount each time we go a little bit further. And like I said, just make sure you grab all the way to the end, so that eventually the ones that get quantized the most times are the ones at the end of the part where you're trying to get to the 4/4 section. So far, I haven't found a way that will just do this automatically for you. Maybe there's a script in Cubase. If anybody has a script or knows of a better way to do this, let me know in the comments. But this seems to do the job for me. Like I said, it is a bit of a manual effort. Like depending on what you're trying to do, you might want to actually go in and actually edit certain notes and separately, just to kind of smooth things out properly. We're going to apply this to the audio as well. So we've got a loop that's been sliced here into sections. This one might cause a few little clicks and pops here and there, because I'm not bothering to go in and actually do proper fades and stuff right now. But Same story, Iterative Quantize turned on. We'll do just a little bit at a time. And this is going to give you this kind of trippy shuffling effect, like the quantize just kind of like the beat kind of falls over itself and eventually kind of settles into the 16th note timing. I know, I think it was Divine Moments of Truth of the Shpongle album was one that had this kind of trick in it, along with like some of the Hallucinogen stuff as well. And you can let this go on for quite a few bars. Like the longer it goes, the more sort of sneaky it is. You don't really realize what's happening until, you know, everything seems out of time, and then all of a sudden the track just pops back into its proper groove again. It's a really cool little effect. And almost there. Slightly time consuming, but there we go. So let's check out the results. This is the straight 6/8 timing. So now we're going to go from this point here. It's going to start shuffling into 16th note quantize. Let's check this out. There we go. Pretty cool. So if you're going to do longer sections, I'd suggest you set down the iterative quantize settings down to something quite low. So you're doing just fractional amounts of quantizing on each section. And then you can kind of spread it out over quite a few bars. But yeah, I think that's a pretty cool little trick. And I hope that helps you guys. Cool. Thanks for watching. Cheers.